This happened really fast. He was violent. In tactical gear, head to toe. I didn't see his face, I didn't see his hands, he didn't speak.
Frank Grillo plays this bank manager whose wife, played by Olivia Culpo, is a medical professional. Their daughter has the misfortune of having a very severe health issue. At the point that we meet them, there's a little bit of a financial crisis that's kind of bogging down upon them. And then right out of the gate, there's this bank robbery in which this marauder murders one of the security guards at this guy's bank. He has really put together a very expansive, very elaborate way of committing these crimes.
We know you've been through hell today. This is the third homicide connected to this man.
You know, sometimes memories have a way of coming back after an incident like this.
So our hero, played by Frank Grillo, partners up with his next-door neighbor, who's former law enforcement, and they work to kind of reverse engineer all of these little bits and pieces, and that sets things in motion where now a hunter has now become the hunted.
I think Reprisal, like a lot of good action films, action thrillers, it sets up a plot device that becomes an obstacle and a challenge. He's got to get past that, create some tactics, and what he finds out on the other side of it is that, you know, he's better for the struggle and all the obstacles they had to go through. In 90 minutes, you can have a movie that the audiences now are used to seeing, you know, the Takens. And I think this has the potential to be the same thing.
In the film, I play the role of Gabriel, who's the bad guy, who wears a black hat. And there's something else going on inside of Gabriel. He's really misunderstood. He's got many layers to him. And the one thing is that his father had a factory that he tried to set up, and not only did the government come after him and take additional funds off him, but the local mob took him under. So this is literally Gabriel's reprisal for everything that everyone did to his father.
Johnathon and I spent a little bit more time behind the scenes pre-building his character. We built the foundation with the factory around his family, around that past life. And bit by bit, Johnathon and I were constantly poking each other on a daily, if not bi-weekly basis about his character. So what you see with Johnathon is something that he has been developing for quite a while.
You know, some of my favorite movies are Born Identity, where, you know, they're very character-driven, but there's also some really great action sequences. And that's what I really liked about this film, is that it has, you know, a great balance of action, great motorcycle chases and scenes. Then you've also got the really good storyline of, you know, a family man who's trying to protect his family and do what's right for his wife and daughter.
We're gonna be okay this month. I think we need to cut back on a few things. Maybe the gardener, housekeeper, right? Just for a little while. Worst case scenario, I'll go back into my 401k.
We can't keep doing this.
I know.
I wanted to portray Christina as a confident woman. I wanted her to be an equal partner with Jacob in caring for their daughter, providing for the family. And I think that that was an important part of me choosing this role, and an important choice that I made for the character, because I never wanted it to seem like she was prying or being difficult with Jacob. I wanted it to be as if she was equally eager to help in any way and not just expecting him to take care of anything, and being a really supportive partner.
And I was extremely impressed with how much work she had done, how much preparation she knew. And that you'll see in this film, all the business, all the ins and outs from, you know, doing the finger testing, the blood testing. Every day she brings more and more to the table, and it was quite impressive.
Camera set and action!
In the first couple of weeks, there was a lot of action that we were shooting, but I brought in a phenomenal stunt team, and the professionalism of these individuals was just through the roof. We did that chase scene that you're gonna see, that motorcycle versus police sequence, and we had blocked it out. And the guys that we brought in, Jan Dron, Don Abtel, the stunt coordinator, and Chick Barnhart and his team, they just blew it through the roof. You just let those guys play, you know? And I said to the team, I said, guys, this is a full second unit day. I'm sitting back, I'm letting him do his thing.
So when I heard I was going to be working with Frank, I was really excited because having seen him in Warrior, that was the first thing I've ever seen him in, and I was like, you know, there's something about certain actors that when they come on screen, they're just kind of magnetic, and Frank definitely has that intensity, but also that approachability, that something about him that invites you in, where you can feel, you know, what he's really going through, but he's also, you know, a badass. So, you know, as an actor, doing a scene with, you know, someone who's as talented and as experienced as Frank, it just makes, you know, getting up in the morning that much more exciting, knowing you're going toe-to-toe with a heavy.
Working with Frank Grillo, I've always wanted to work with Frank Grillo. He's such a good actor. I've been watching him grow over the years, and working with him, I just can't get enough of him.
Frank exceeds all expectations. His talent and his professionalism is just phenomenal. And I'll tell you, every actor here, every person that's in this crew, he elevates you to want to step outside of your comfort zone, and you really never know how far you're going to get in life until you really exceed what your expectations were, and that's Frank. When he turns it on, he is just such a phenomenal talent, and it's been an absolute pleasure to work with him.
Working with Bruce Willis is like a dream come true. You know, growing up wanting to be an actor, I mean, Bruce Willis is one of the only stars that transcended television and film and just continually built this amazing career. And the action hero, the unlikely action hero, that he became the action hero.
Working with Bruce Willis was so inspiring. His charisma on set is unlike anyone else I've ever been around.
I worked with the director, Brian Miller, on another piece called Vice, and we had such a great time. Our minds worked very well together. He allows for a lot of freedom, a lot of interpretation, and he loves to develop, and he's a process-oriented director. He's been a dear friend and also a very good director.
He's very emotional. He's very positive director. He's very impassioned, he's very collaborative, he's open to my suggestions or demands, and he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing, he knows what he wants.
Brian is a fantastic director. He makes you feel so confident on set, but more than anything, I think he empowers every actor that he comes in touch with, and I love the way that he shoots as well. He's so fast and he knows exactly what he wants. He makes playbooks of every single scene that is so helpful for actors. He's fantastic.
He's great. You know, whenever he's on set, what I really respect about a director is someone who takes charge, because as an actor you need to feel like you can trust the guy that's at the helm, because there's so many crazy, wild things happening all at once. And I've been on set before where directors, you can tell they're overwhelmed, and it definitely has an effect and trickle-down effect on everyone else on the set. And Brian is someone who's always composed and always has that that confident demeanor where he'd follow him into battle any day.
Everybody is so great to work with, and working with a team in a big production always has its interesting quirks that allow everybody to grow, and the way that it all comes together to me is one of the most rewarding parts of any project.
It's going to keep you guessing. It's going to keep you guessing. And the one thing I want you to do, go back and watch it a second time. Because when you do it, you see it that second time, you're going to see things that I put in a lot of red herrings. There's a lot of pieces in every frame of this film. There is something going on that's connective tissue. And when you see it the second time, I never saw that before. You'll see these little pieces, these little red herrings. Every one of those was meant to be there for a reason. Some people are going to pick up on it, some people aren't. But when you look at it the second time or the third time through, you'll say, I'm glad I did.
Hi there, movie lovers. If you've ever thought Bruce Willis looks particularly realistic on his missions to save the plot, well, that's because of his action backstory. As a matter of fact, before being an actor, he actually worked as a private investigator. Now that explains a lot of things. Make sure to click below to subscribe, on the side for more great content, or below this video to get my t-shirt.